but I will not fall.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream. Today we are going to be talking about some Black Friday tips as we are getting ready to round out October here. So if you guys have questions, make sure as always you're leaving them down in the comment section, and welcome to everyone that does end up stopping by. So as you guys know, shopping around right now is a real nightmare. I mean, simply put, I've been even trying myself going into the new market, going back and forth with television manufacturers. It's really bad out here. It really, really is. And I don't blame anyone who's having trouble finding the TV deal of a lifetime. So I'm going to do the best I can to try to help offset that. And with that, we're going to talk about some of the options that you may have at certain price points. Okay, so for starters, let's say the most popular size right now, let's say you're looking for a 65-inch television. I know like a lot of people have been asking me about the LG SM8600. I would not do that. Any TV period from LG, you've automatically just disqualified that if it's not OLED, because they go out of their way to ruin the black level performance. So even though they really do have good color, it's the black levels that take a hit. So, you know, Black Friday tips, even if you see it on a super doorbuster, right? Like we're talking 700 bucks, don't do it. Just stay away from it. What's going on, Bomber Bob? You said H9F easy, I hear you. Now we've got, let's say you're looking at the Samsung RU7100. I've actually been receiving a lot of questions about that model. The problem with the 7100 is the fact that it's edgelit. Now, rounding out 2019 going into 2020, I promise you, my friend, you're going to feel really, really sour if you have an edgelit display while they're talking about mini LED, let alone, you know, full array technology being very popular and things of that nature. So these are things to consider as time goes on. Now, also, when it comes to the TCL brand, I know a lot of you guys may be tempted towards the 5 series. I've also received a lot of emails about that. The 5 series, I would not touch with a steel pole. Reason being is because, again, it's more of the same. It's just they're really budget line. They don't do the best with quality control, and you really have to start at the 6 series before you start getting quality out of TCL. Problem with the 6 series, I will do a full-on buyer's guide on this, but in a nutshell, it's not great, and there's a lot of motion issues to speak of that are pretty unforgivable. That being said, we can start making our way over into other things. A lot of people are asking about the Samsung Curve TVs. Are they still relevant in 2019? I would say for a buyer's guide tip, just stay away from curved, because generally speaking, Samsung's the only one that makes them, and truth be told, they're fading out. So I wouldn't put my hat on that. Not to mention, there currently are no full array curved TVs on the market right now to speak of. Now what I'm going to do is dive into the chat to see what you guys are saying here. We've got the Helpful Servant. What's going on, man? He said, hey, Quantum, love your live chats. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. If you guys who are watching right now have any questions, make sure you ask them in the comment section down below. It's going to be a relatively short live stream today. I do have a prior engagement that I do have to attend. So I am going to try to rattle off as much as I can as fast as possible. You know, strictly just get into business, and we're going to be hammering this out. So seriously, if you have questions, please try to ask them before I take off here. All right, we've got CS Zetella. I hope I said that right. Probably didn't. You said, I love LG. Nothing wrong with that. You said, I'm looking at 65-inch Q90R. Now, a special tip with the Q90R, there is a little bit of a panel lottery, so they do have a DSE problem or dirty screen effect. So you will run into some return exchanges, and places like Best Buy, not the friendliest when it comes to that kind of thing, especially once you get to a certain number. Now, I've recently found out a little trick, though. If you go online, it's a little more forgiving. You have about 3 return exchanges max that you can do before they'll send you into the store and make you have to deal with that nonsense. Though my recommendation, when you buy anything from Best Buy, make sure you do it in cash. That way they can't try to ban your account or anything like that for trying to avoid defective panels. And as you guys know who are watching, or maybe you're new to this, you know, these panels are coming very defective, and manufacturers are expecting you to just accept some flaws with the mantra, there is no such thing as a perfect TV. At which point in time, I'll say, don't do that. Just simply return it and don't even, waste your time. I've noticed a lot of you guys have been having problems with the Hisense H9F as well. A lot of you guys are running into issues with uniformity, with clouding. I mean, the cases are so widespread with the uniformity issues you're getting. If you have patience, do try to play the panel lottery quite a bit, but if it does get a little cumbersome, then of course cut your losses most definitely. That being said, I still think it's the best TV right now in 2019 when you get a good panel. That's just what I'll say there. Now when we're diving back into the comment section, H9F is in boot loop. What the fuck? So I do. I mean, if you have a H9F and it's in like a boot loop, I mean, contact IT. Maybe they can help you out with that, because to be honest with you, that's a very serious software or technical bug that you might have to have a technician come look at. Healthful Servant says, if money was not an object, say up to $3,000, which TV would you recommend? Most for Blu-ray, 4K, DVDs, and streaming. Now, here's the thing. If money was no object, and I'm going to be very honest with you, when I buy a TV, it most certainly is not an object, because I will save as long as I have to, need be, to get a great product, right? So, with that as the case for myself, the television that I would go for right now today is a 65-inch Samsung Q8FN. All day, every day. You can get it on Amazon for like it's $15.49. Or you can get yourself, if you really like black levels and you like more of a washed color paletry, you don't really like vivid, vibrant color, then the Q9FN for $15.99. That's also a decent pick for those who like black levels. That being said, though, outside of that, I really am recommending the Hisense, because that's the next thing that I see right now. A lot of people have been asking counteractively, what about Sony with their X950G? That TV is a solid TV if all you care about is upscaling. But once you get into the black level performance in a dark room, it slides off dramatically, and you just don't have the TV you deserve. And I really personally feel sour in some type of way about Sony implementing a lesser form of local dimming, because I really loved the upscaling capabilities of the X1 Extreme chip. It was phenomenal, the best I've ever seen in my life still today with upscaling, period. And, I'm still sour about the black levels and the scale back of the color when compared to my 2017 Sony X900E. So that's food for thought as well. So hopefully, I know it's a little bit of a long way to answer your question, but if money's not an object, again, I would go with the Q8FN 65-incher. That is one of the best TVs ever made. Get it while you still can type of deal. And then if not, make your play towards the Hisense, because I've literally compared everything within a reasonable price range up to, as you say, $3,000, and I have not found a single TV worth its weight in gold, worth the time of day. Like, really, the only other option you would have is OLED. And now a special mention to OLED, and I will say this right now, like shopping around exclusively right now, currently, me being me, right? I understand why people are buying OLED, and it has nothing to do with OLED superiority or any of the stuff that we see in the AV forum, chat rooms, or anything like that. The reality is, people are so sick and tired of playing these panel lottery games that they just rather get the assurance from buying an OLED where the black levels are going to be buttoned up. And it's almost to the point where it's worth taking the risk for burn-in, so you don't have clouding and light leakage and all that other stuff that comes with the LED technology of today, under thousands of dollars. And that's just where we are right now. People don't want to play those panel lotteries, so I do get it. But that being said, I would be cautious with that. Now, diving back in the chat section here, we have Samuel. You say TCL 6 series has significant uniformity issues. I can confirm this. I did calibrate it. It is not something that I would recommend, no matter what you see on some other channels, articles, wherever. I'm telling you, I've seen it myself in real time. The TCL 6 series has some serious deal-breaking issues. Now, seriously, for the same amount of money, you're better off buying the Samsung Q70R even. I mean, seriously, it's that bad, y'all. So just be very careful when you're like shopping around and maybe the TCL pings your radar. If anything, just let the reviews that you're seeing on Amazon right now be an indicator. It's got some pretty low reviews, and I just wanted to Just drive that home. It's not the greatest TV. William, what's happening right now? You said, hey, honestly, what's the best TV for PS4 Pro, anime, and games with an occasional movie budget is $1,500. So if you're watching anime and movies, the budget is 15. If it's a non-negotiable 15, I would swing you in the way of the Hisense H9F, because that's a great all-arounder, but you will need a little patience, as there is a bit of a panel lottery issue where you can run into some issues. That being said, if it's a little bit more lenient, then go the route of the Q8FN, because I'm telling you right now, anime on that thing is ridiculous. Just this evening, actually, I was watching Saint Seiya, the original 1986 version, and I tell you right now, it was absolutely incredible. Upscaling was phenomenal, fluid, colors, I mean, you name it. And when you snap it into Cal Day mode, you can get a lot more out of the image, as I'll show you guys in probably my next video that I do. I know a lot of you have been waiting for those settings, so I will be putting that out. But that would be what I would recommend most definitely. And then as a third option, the Q70R. Adrian, what's going on? You said 6 Series is my budget pick. Could you elaborate on why you would pick the 6 Series? Because I genuinely don't understand why the 6 Series over pretty much everything else. Just want to get a little insight as to how the market is thinking right now. Silent Wake 5 KY, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by tonight. You said, what's up, everyone? You said, I think I am going to wait until next year, maybe spring. Nothing is worth it. I'll go for the A9G, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I completely understand. I mean, right now, the market is at a very bad point. I mean, I haven't seen TVs. I thought 2018 was a bad year, but this is worse. Like, this is really worse in a lot of ways for black levels on the LED side of things, where they'll give you the processors, but they'll jip your black levels on your full array to where your full array now performs like an edgelit. It's just a disgusting mess all over the place. So I can completely understand people going OLED and just saying, you know what, forget it. I don't even care. I'll risk burn-in or whatever. What's going on, William? You said, can you post a link for the Samsung Q8FN? You said, please, I want to buy it. Sure thing, man. I can post that link for you. So what I'll do, I'll open up my, where do I go? I'll just go into my little link here and sign in. And I'll post this for you live in real time, so that way you have it. I mean, and these are really good TVs. Like, I mean, I know a lot of people might try to say otherwise, but I've literally been rocking this TV for the latter part of what? Almost 2 years? I don't even know how long right now, but it's been a minute, and I've been just as happy with it. I mean, as the day I got it, still blown away. I still have wow moments, so let that be any kind of consolation prize for you. I don't know if you need the 65-incher, so what I'll do is I'll just put the 65-inch. I don't know what you are looking for specifically, but I would imagine most people don't really look at the smaller end TVs, so let's do this. Okay, and I'll just drop it. I don't know where you want me to drop it. I'll drop it in the community tab, perhaps? I don't know. I'll try to drop it in the chat here for you. Alright, so it's in the chat there for you, man. And I appreciate the donation of $1.99. It does help a lot, so again, I really appreciate it. Again, just dropping the link to help out. Anybody else need a link, just let me know and I'll hook you guys up. We've got Alejandro. What's going on, man? You said, hey Q, I'm setting up a game room at my house. It will be strictly for gaming on occasions and movies. Or strictly for gaming occasionally and movies. Got it. You were saying, what TV would you best recommend not trying to break the bank? Okay, so if we're talking gaming, kind of like a similar thing. It's going to sound like a bit of a cop-out, but I would go straight to the Q8FN. Why? Because you have that FreeSync capability, which is going to work well with the next generation consoles. And then as you go into movie content, you have upwards of 1900 nits in movie mode, which adds that pop, that flair. It's absolutely incredible. And as we get into like really strong HDR content, that just gives you that color volume and intensity that you need. I know that on a lot of websites and publications, particularly Rtings, you'll read that It's only 1300 nits. You can see on the channel, I measured it live in a very open door fashion. It is well over 1900 nits. I think 1933 was where it topped out. I mean, really, and that's like after, you know, 1251, that's what I'm at for my update. I have not tested 1271 on the Q8FN. I don't recommend doing the update, but that is the TV I would recommend if you're not trying to break the bank. You can get a 55-incher. I mean, and again, there's always the H9F as well. I think that TV is just the bee's knees when it comes to picture quality of 2019 right now, because really, TVs aren't doing it like that. I mean, this TV killed the Q90R, the Vizio P-Series Quantum X, Vizio P-Series Quantum. I mean, I can go down a list all night and all day, but I'm telling you, it's just absolutely incredible what I've seen. So that would be my recommendation for you, man. Hope that was helpful. What's going on, No Russian? Thanks for stopping by tonight. The Healthful Servant asks, do you think the Q8FN will go down in price this year? No, I think this will be the last that we're going to see of the Q8FN. I think before Black Friday, they'll try to sell a bunch of them so that when they drop the price of the Q80R, they can, again, be a little bit more strategic with pricing. And by strategic, I mean not lower the prices low because the Q8FN is still around. So I think that's the angle. If you want the Q8, I would try to pick it up before Black Friday because they'll sell out. I know a lot of people tried to wait around for the 900Es to go down in sale, and those went out like really quickly, like as we got into this like November, like early November, mid-November, they sold out, and come Black Friday there were none to speak of, and that happened like last year. So things to think about. What's going on, Keith? You said only $50 more for the Samsung Q9FN than the Q8FN on Amazon. Shouldn't I get the Q9? Okay, so it's going to come down to these two factors for you. For the Q9FN, you're going to have the better black levels for sure. Problem being, you run into a lot more on the Black Crush side of things. The peak brightness is not as high as the Q8FN, and ultimately speaking, the colors are far more washed significantly than the Q8FN on the Q9 side of things. So for that extra $50, you're not necessarily getting the benefit. The benefit of the Q9FN is going to be that one Connect box if you have a media console setup where you have to, again, be very strategic and move things around. Maybe you don't have the real estate on a tabletop or something like that. You're wall mounting. That's your benefit there. Otherwise, I mean, they have a nice metallic remote. But outside of that, there really isn't a benefit over the Q8FN, and that's just as honest as I could tell you, man. We've got Samuel. What's going on? You said, I have the 2015 70-inch Vizio P-Series 4K. I'm debating on selling it and buying a 65-inch H9F to replace it. I do own a 65-inch LG B8. I think if you already own a 65-inch LG B8, I think the next logical step would probably be to, again, sell the Vizio 70-incher and then go to the H9F to replace it. That is a good move. You will definitely see the image quality of the H9F be pretty darn spectacular. Though do be noted, the H9F does have some blooming that you will notice on smaller highlights like logos. I found the most prominent in Spider-Man for PS4, as the spider icon is at the bottom corner, is really, really tiny, but they need to illuminate it still. That's where I ran into most kind of problems, but it passed what I call the Harry Potter test, which basically I just played Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and I get to the darkest scenes and try to see how bad it gets, especially towards the end where Harry's meeting up with Voldemort. That is like just the worst on a lot of TVs, particularly Sony TVs. And I tell you right now, I had no problem with it on the H9F. So give that a gander if you can, but I definitely would do that. Frontline Soldier, what's going on, man? You said getting two TVs. You said, should I get two H9Fs or should I get TCL6 and H9F? I would get two H9Fs because the TCL6 series struggles from heavy motion issues, along with having a big problem as far as, again, dirty screen effect. That is one of the things I have noticed as well. Now, there are some other problems as well, like with the menu interface, that may be a person-to-person thing, where, again, you have to download the Roku app to use a lot of the other things, like, again, the capability of noise reduction and advanced calibration for color correction and things like that. It will be a little tedious having to always whip out your phone if you want to access that, especially since the TV comes with a remote. And that, for me, is why ultimately, you know, I take a pass on that, but that's just my take. But hopefully that was helpful for you. What's going on, Helpful Servant? You said, I think something is wrong with the link, Quantum. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll try to post the link in the community tab for everybody to see if that will help. It's just gonna be a straight up link, so hopefully you all have access to it. Alright, so the link is now in the community tab for anybody that needs it for the 65-inch Q8FN, at which point you can also choose a smaller or larger size as you do need. So let me know if that works, Helpful Servant. That'd be great. What's going on, Viral Clips? You said thanks for being available on these streams. Honestly, besides walking into a store, there's no other way to get a reliable opinion. Peace, brother. I really appreciate that, and thank you for stopping by tonight. Rogue Agent, you said, hey, Quantum, what's going on, man? We've got Square One. I'm just going to say Square One because I don't want to mess up the rest of it. I know Brent, but, you know, I don't know if there's a special way I'm supposed to say that. You said, what's good, Q? Do you have setting suggestions available to share for the H9F in Dolby Vision? Thanks. To be very honest with you, I don't like HDR, and I don't really use it. So to be honest, no. I haven't really worked a whole lot with HDR because I still think SDR is the way to go. Reason being is because right now, HDR, as you know, is standardless, and it's really difficult to even calibrate around something that's so wild. Because the thing is, I can give you great settings, right? Like, they'd be amazing settings for your, let's say, movie that you're watching, but then you can switch to a video game, or you can switch to even a different movie from a different producer, and you'd run into some problems. So ultimately, that's why I don't mess with HDR. I really think they need to standardize it at the very least, give an option like what PlayStation has done, where they allow you to customize some aspect of HDR inside of your Blu-ray players, and then go on from there without having to spend like $500 for the Blu-ray players capable of doing such a feat. What's going on, Viral Clips? Viral Clips says the link worked for me, so thank you for letting me know. No Russian says, why are publications such as Artings and Digital Trends recommending the TCL6 over the H9F? Honestly, I can't say. I really, when it comes down to these things, I really have no idea what's the logic or the thought process on that, when we can clearly see certain metrics outperformed on the TCL 6 series side of things. But I can't speak for them. That is definitely a good question to ask them, though. What's going on, William? You said, what's the best wall mount for a Samsung Q8FN TV? To be very honest with you, I don't wall mount TVs. I tabletop everything. So if anyone watching the stream has the Q8FN and a good wall mount to recommend, please give William that information, because that would be greatly appreciated. And we've got $1.99 donation from William. I do appreciate all of your help tonight, man. You're really blowing it up. Thank you for helping us out tonight. It really does go towards funding, again, all the extra content that I do put out when I do these product reviews. Because as you know, I'm not sponsored, so again, this does help. Thank you for that. Matt W, what's going on? You said, I have Kanto mount. I have a Kanto mount that's much better than my other mounts. So thank you. Big shout out to Matt for, again, helping the community out and getting that information. Very much appreciated. That's awesome, man. Keep doing what you're doing. We've got John Legg. What's happening? You said, hey, Q75 X940E new on Amazon for $2,000. Seen it in person, loved it. 65-inch Q8 or Q9 FM for $1,600. Recommendation? My recommendation is to go for that Sony, man. As much as I hate the motion on that Sony, to be very fair, I still think, like, overall, when we're talking picture quality, the black levels are just as incredible, if not maybe more, and Sony's picture processing on the X1 Extreme chip cannot be beaten by Samsung's Q9FN. So when you get to movies, if you snap into movie mode on the Sony X940E, you're going to be able to see kind of like an HDR-esque mode. It's really cool. Not a lot of people know about this, but even try it out on the Sony X950G or 900F if you guys watching have that. If you go into movie mode and you use advanced contrast, or what is it called? I'm sitting here on a Sony TV right now. Let's see, we've got, what is it called? Advanced Contrast Enhancer. If you use that feature, you're going to be able to, again, get a lot more out of the image quality, and it's going to give like this HDR-esque kind of look. It's really dope. So definitely try that out, man. We've got Alejandro, what's up, man? You said thanks for the help, bro. Most definitely. And guys, so the main point of this stream, right, is as we're rounding out October, I know it's really hard to wait sometimes to get TV information. I know I only answer questions on Friday because it's really the only time I have to dedicate towards this kind of thing, so I do appreciate you guys being patient on that end. But I do want to answer all your questions in depth and interact with you opposed to just like put a text out there, so most definitely hope I'm helping here. But when we talk about Black Friday, you're going to see a lot of doorbuster deals, typically around the TCL, again, S425. You're going to see deals around the Samsung 6 series. I know they like to drive that a lot. A lot of the RU series TVs. I mean, honestly, if you're happy with your RU series or whatever, that's great, but honestly, when they start talking about micro LED, mini LED, and whatever's coming in 2020, as that conversation intensifies, you are not going to be happy sitting with an edge-lit display. So my goal as an information provider of sorts is to make sure that I'm letting you know early, like, don't do it to yourself, because I promise you within 3 years, if that, you're going to upgrade, because you're going to be displeased with the black level performance coming out of an edge-lit display. Even if it's a good edge-lit display that doesn't have any blooming by edge-lit standards, it's not going to be able to keep you satisfied once you start hearing about all these awesome dual layer displays and so on and so forth. So that's my thing. I want to help, again, keep you more future-proofed, if you will, so you don't have to upgrade. And big shout out to Silent Wake 5KY. You said, sending my support to you, bro, which I really do appreciate. You said, would love some more calibration tip videos, maybe something about the Calvin software. Okay, yeah, I don't mind doing that kind of stuff at all. I just, maybe, like, as far as Calvin software, I mean, a little bit more specific. I don't know if you're looking for, like, a little quick tutorial. I do have, like, a 2-point white balance kind of calibration video up. I could link that to you. I mean, I don't know, but, you know, I'm down for whatever, man. I can help you in whatever way you guys need. But, yeah, I definitely appreciate the love, man, and the support. I mean, you're fantastic. And, again, I want to just say a big shout out to all our donators tonight, William and Silent Wake. Man, you guys are awesome. Thank you for helping out the channel. We've got No Russian. You said, I got to head on out, Q. Good stream. You said what you do is always appreciated. Catch you later. I appreciate that, man. And hey, be safe when you're going out there and interacting with the world. So have a good night and take care, brother. We've got C. Shaw. What's going on, man? You said, hey, Q. Want a new TV for the PS5? Would you get the best deal available now? H9F, Q8FN, or wait to see something in the 2020 lineup? This is a decision that, to be very honest with you, I myself had to make quite recently. So, for those that don't know, I had returned my H9F for the Q9FN because my wife wanted something a little brighter, so I said, all right, let's do it. And then I tried to buy the H9F again, to which point I have yet to be lucky. I bought it from Best Buy, tons of problems. The first one came used, the second one, it was just a nightmare, dude. Like, it's just like, I swear they're just repackaging open box TVs in a warehouse somewhere. And so I decided to try to buy it through Amazon, and if that doesn't work, I'm just gonna say screw it and maybe go back to OLED just to be done with this myself, because I'm kind of defeated at this point, to be very real with you, with today's current market, and I'm not really buying into what 2020 is gonna offer, because I feel like when the bar's set so high, you know, they can do one of two things. They can deliver, but then deliver at an unrealistic price point, like well over $4,000, right? Because, of course, prototype technology or early first-generation technology always is going to be most expensive. So that's my thing. But it really does depend. For me personally, though, I did end up buying the H9F again through Amazon, and I still have my Q8FN. If I had to choose between the two TVs, I would probably end up choosing the H9F over the Q8FN. The reason being is because even though the Q8FN is definitely an amazing TV in every aspect, and it's probably more future-proof, the reason is I can't justify the extra price point when Samsung has the worst color space management on the market today, and that it literally does nothing. Like, nothing for accuracy. You move it, it does nothing. So my recommendation to you is probably get the Hisense, check it out. If you don't like it or don't have luck with the panel lottery, then get rid of the thing and maybe try a Q8. But I mean, or if you just know for a fact you want a surefire thing, right? Like, you don't want to have to keep trying the panel lottery thing, then the Q8FN is a little bit better for reliability in that aspect. So maybe that is a little better, especially if you know, you don't want to wait around for 2020. But it really does depend on you, man, most certainly. So I hope that was helpful. 3,000 Irish fans. What's going on, man? You said, hey, what's your view on 4K projectors? I think they're really good, but I mean, you gotta spend a load of money before you can get like a really, really quality one. So honestly, I don't mess with projectors personally, but I have seen a lot of people invest a ton of money in some insane 4K setups. I mean, like, seriously, it goes way beyond the scope of anything I could ever afford in this lifetime. But even still, I think it just depends on your take. If you have the space for it and you have a room set up for a projector, go for it. Why not? What's going on, Silent Wake? Silent Wake. You said later, no Russian. Have a good one. I appreciate that. And you said Healthful Servant. You said, is there a Sony that you would recommend over the X940E? Honestly, if you can get your hands on it, I would say try your hand at a Sony X900E, but I know that's hard. And then above that, the Z9D. But again, that's like finding, like, I don't know, pure platinum in your backyard, you know? It's just like probably not ever going to happen. So I don't know, man. But yeah, those are some real good TVs I'd recommend as far as like a Sony TV, right? Since I know that you're looking for a Sony TV specifically that I'd recommend, that would be it. Flame Heater, what's going on, man? You said projectors with brilliant color features are good. Yeah, if you guys watching have any recommendations as well for projectors for 3,000 Irish fans, let them know, man. That's what we're all about, community helping one another out, so I definitely would appreciate that. Zetella, I hope I said that right, man. You said, is HDMI 2.1 and eARC features worth getting? They are worth getting, but there is a little caveat there. So eARC is always fantastic. Lossless Dolby Atmos files, I mean, that's fantastic, right? But the HDMI 2.1 part is kind of useless, to be very honest with you, because we don't have 12-bit TVs that are going to take advantage of 8K. The bandwidth for our internet's not fast enough anyway. And then now you only are left with the features that you can get right now on TVs like Samsung's QLEDs, which are, again, the FreeSync and the auto low latency mode, which basically, in a nutshell, is just an automatic game mode switcher, which I don't even understand why that's being blown up to the degree that it is. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, it has ALM. It's like, just say it turns the game mode by itself. It's automated. But, you know, I'll digress from that. But overall, in a nutshell, not really in 2019. Now, maybe in 2020, they shock us and unveil some crazy next level stuff, but right now, not really. I wouldn't spend the extra for it for sure. If it just so happens to come with it, good. If not, I would pass. Zelda, what's going on? You said, will a 4K TV be preferred for PS5? Yeah, most definitely. You said, I can't afford a new TV and a PS5 next year. I have a working 1080p. It's just fine on PS4. I know you have a 1080p TV, right? But PS5 is going to be built around the concept of 4K, unlike 2013 where they were building the PS4 around the concept of 1080p. So you're definitely going to have to upgrade if you want to take advantage of that. Though I think in the early stages they'll have some way to, again, super sample down to a 1080p at the very least, or so we will hope. But I really think that their focus is 4K, so you're definitely going to have to upgrade the TV first and then maybe get the PS5 later on. That would be a better investment for you because you get more that way. Of course, not to say that it'd be completely useless as also without it. It's just you're not going to see that investment that you made into that. What's going on, Silent Wake? You said the Epson 2150 is pretty good, but only 1080p. You can pair it up with the Derby, and you said and it does help a little. But I have been very happy with mine. So yeah, there you go, 3,000 Irish fans. There you got a recommendation right there, and shout out for to Silent Wake for again putting that information out there. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Healthful Servant, you said okay, so I can't find a Z9D, of course. Z9F, no good. And yeah, I would not do the Z9F. Anything F and G from Sony are bad. Basically, if it's not their OLED of the top, don't mess with the F or the G series. Because what they ended up doing was nerfing the performance of all LED displays to promote that Bravia OLED lineup. All right, so I gotta wrap it up real quick. So if you guys have any final questions, please let that come into play now, because I will be leaving within the next 2 minutes here. Because again, I do have a prior engagement that I do have to attend, but I do want to help as much as I can before I go. Magic, what's going on? You said X900E versus the H9F for live TV sports. That would go to, I would say, I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe that's something for me to investigate, but I don't know. I want to call it a tie because they really are very good. What's going on, Slobodan? What's happening? Martian, what's happening? You said, hello mate, I'm looking to get a new TV mostly for movies and PC. Thinking about the Samsung Q90R. Good choice, or would you recommend something else? Thanks for the help. I would recommend avoiding the Q90R because the colors have been greatly nerfed, and if you're a gamer using game mode, you will experience the most amount of bloom you will have ever seen on a flagship TV, second only to LG's, you know, LED line. My recommendation, I mean, go for the Q9FN, Q8FN. Those are awesome Samsung alternatives to that. I don't know, I mean, if you like OLED, of course, there's always that option, but I think maybe for gaming that wouldn't be the best choice. I think, honestly, you're better off trying with the Q9FN. It's $15.99 right now. Why not give that a go? If not, you can always do what I did personally, go with the H9F as well. That's a great choice as well. So hopefully you found that helpful. What's going on, BitCloud Gaming? Thanks for stopping by tonight. I'm getting ready to head out, actually, but I do appreciate seeing you. I didn't forget, though, we still got to collaborate, and everybody just say what's up to BitCloud while we're in. He's going to be working with us real soon, and we're going to be having some fun on the channel, most definitely. We've got Alejandro. You said, Q, you ever consider doing a video on how to use software calibration of TVs? I'm thinking about doing a more streamlined video on how to help you guys out with tuning up your sets that would apply to the general public for sure. You said, I'd rather learn how to do it instead of paying Best Buy. I completely understand that. I'll see what I can do in that regard. Retired couple here, our budget is $1,000 or less. What sets should we get for watching movies? I would go with the Hisense H9F all day, every day, my friend. We've got Silent Wake. You said, thanks for your time tonight, brother. Have a good one. Most definitely. What's going on? I am him. And BitCloud Gaming says, you got it, bro. Can't wait. Most definitely, man. I'll be in touch with you about that. I think it should be coming up soon. I'm real bad with dates right now because I'm getting ready to head out the door, but I do want to link up with you on that, man. So definitely, if you see my text, just kind of keep an eye out for it, brother. And Martian, you said thanks very much. We have Jose. You said you were right about TCL and waiting for 2020. And take care, bro. I appreciate that. So I want to thank all of you guys for stopping by tonight so much. You guys are fantastic. Again, shout out to BitCloud Gaming for stopping by. Shout out to Silent Wake. Shout out to William, No Russian, and all you guys that make this channel fantastic. I really do appreciate it. You guys are a joy to work with and for. You guys have yourself a wonderful and blessed night. And until the next live stream, I will see you guys later.